Hi everybody, Dana Stovern here with the magic of somatic money. And this Saturn retrograde in Pisces is really bringing me up by my short hairs. And last night Spirit Team also wanted me to put together a concept video for you guys. And when I pulled the cards, I'm like, oh my God. So this is a concept video about how is the Saturn retrograde in Pisces affecting your money. And so this is going to be happening between now, the 29th of June, all the way through November the 15th. Now, there's a lot of moving parts in this, and depending on your astrology aspects, that's going to affect it in a certain kind of way. So I'm just going to try and give the highlights, the main pieces, so that you can kind of keep an eye on the prize with this. Now, the first card that I pulled was real interesting. It's the card that I pulled is, hey, are you trying really hard with your money and it's not working? And if you pulled this card, it might be about deconstruction, reconstruction. So this card is a nod to this period of time during this Saturn retrograde in Pisces that there could very well be financial destructuring into restructuring. And if this is the case, one of the first messages from Spirit Team is it is going to be really important during this time not to lose your head, not to panic. It's going to be really important that if changes begin to happen with finances, you're going to need to keep a clear head, stay calm, grounded, do your presence practice, because anytime something gets deconstructed, guess what? It's an opening for reconstruction. So you just need to keep that in mind as you're moving through it, as we're moving through it. And what's really interesting is this card right there, that is a nod to the masculine structure of Saturn. Now Saturn is many things. Saturn is taskmaster, lesson maker, and then as we do that, our relationships with karma and dharma. But Saturn is also the structure keeper. So this is about paying very close attention to your structure with money. Now, if you're a masculine money person, someone who is into the logic of money and the physicality of money and the structure of money, I've got a message here for you very soon about Pisces. But if you are not a structure money person, this is a really great time to be paying attention to your structure with money. Now, I know I run across this a lot. A lot of people in the spiritual community tend to be in the feminine, the flow of money. They'll be like, I'm in the abundance of the flow of the money and the spirit of the money, because the money is the energy. And that's great. But if you are supplanting feminine flow of money for it to also be your structure, you are going to run into some problems, especially during the Saturn retrograde in Pisces. So if you are a person who has not taken care of your structure with your money, you're going to want to pay very close attention to that. Like, this is a great time to be taking care of bookkeeping and back taxes, structure on back taxes. And it's going to be a very good time to be taking a look at, how are loans structured? So anything going on with financial structure right now is really, really important. Now, what was really interesting is this second card that I pulled last night, and it is the card focused in on what's your somatic money type and where are you at on the scale from either ghosting your money or to being present with your money. So this is, I want you to think about your presence in your body with your money. How present are you? Are you on the ghosted end of the continuum, hardly there in presence with your money in your body? Or are you really embodied, integrated, embodied in your body when you're going through financial experiences? And the reason this is important is because Pisces, yes, it's the dream world, and it's the dream world and the emotion-based world, but it's also the world of flow. and it's also the world of the unseen. So interesting here, we've got a planet, Saturn, who's very physical, very seen, very lesson-based, and he is retrograding through the land of the unseen and the flow and the dream state. And so what I find really interesting about this is that Saturn retrograding, reviewing in Pisces, is basically going to be saying, what's going on with my structure with money that might come out of nowhere? So this could very well be karmic reviews coming up with the structure of your money that might come out of nowhere. But because Saturn is also dharma, this could also be what's going on with the dharma with your money. So, and this leans towards reconstruction, what could be the dharmic things that show up out of nowhere that could help you out with your structure or reconstruction? So this whole thing in this retrograde, Saturn reviewing its structure through the dreamy, flowy, unseen lands of Pisces, man, it all strikes to me of money things happening out of the clear blue, money things unfolding out of the clear blue, both from a karmic perspective, but also a dharmic perspective. And so to me, that is an emphasis on paying very close attention to what are your destructuring karmic tasks with your money that might show up out of nowhere, and then what are your dharmic reconstruction tasks with money that also might show up out of nowhere. So this is a time of this is why it's so important not to lose your head. This is why it's so important not to panic, because it's that whole thing where one door shuts, another one opens. I believe Saturn retrograding in Pisces is very much like the folds of the universe, the folds of the time-space continuum just opening up. And, maybe in one aspect you're getting your ass handed to you, but then there's going to be another aspect that just unfolds and an answer is there. It truly is the space of, hey, let's make some lemonade out of some lemons. It truly is that kind of space. And so that's why this last card is so very, very important. Your Divine Financial Light Team. So if you have crazy deconstruction, reconstruction going on with things coming out of nowhere, this is going to be a very important time for you to call on your Divine Financial Light Team to talk with you about what you need to stay focused on and what your options are. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, given that this is all about, the structure of Saturn and the flow of Pisces, we could not be more focused right now on the masculine and the feminine interrelationship with money. Now more than ever before, focusing on your masculine, feminine relationship with money is so important. So that means, how are you relating with your structure of things coming apart, things coming together out of the middle of nowhere? And how are you relating with flow? Things coming apart, things coming together out of the middle of nowhere. And what are you doing with that? So this is money, which is second chakra, which is water. So this is, how is your money flowing through the structures that you have set up? Now, where this might really catch some people is that some of you might be real structured people and with your money, and some of you might be real flow people with your money. Well, this is a time you're gonna need to find the integration place between the two. So if you're heavy duty structure with your money, you're gonna wanna pay attention to what's going on energetically with your money as well, what's going on with the flow and the energetics of your money. And if you are all flowy energetics with money, the feminine, you're gonna need to take care of your structure with your money. This is a time that we're going to have pieces of, those aspects of karma and dharma coming up saying, hey, ding, 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 Pay attention here with your money space.